world I see holds nothing, nothing that I want. When you think you see value in this world, say, this will not tempt me to delay myself. The world I see has nothing, nothing that I want. The world I see has nothing, nothing that I want. Hello, I'm Willie from the Ozarks, and we're ready for Lesson 128 in A Course in Miracles Workbook for Students here on May the 8th of 2023. And we're reading from the original edition in A Course in Miracles. The world I see has nothing that I want. If you're used to reading from the Foundation for Inner Peace's version, it says, the world I see holds nothing that I want. And you might hear me say both ways. It means the same thing. The world you see has nothing that you need to offer you, nothing that you can use in any way, nor anything at all that serves to give you joy. Believe this thought, and you are saved from years of misery, from countless disappointments, and from hopes that turn to bitter ashes of despair. No one but must accept this thought as true, if he would leave this world behind and soar beyond its petty scope and little ways. Each thing you value here is but a chain that binds you to the world, and it will serve no other end but this. Wow, what a statement. Each thing you value here is but a chain that binds you to the world, and it will serve no other end but this. For everything but must serve the purpose you have given it until you see a different purpose there. The only purpose worthy of your mind this world contains is that you pass it by without delaying to perceive some hope where there is none. Be you deceived no more. The world you see has nothing that you want. Escape today the change you place upon your mind when you perceive salvation here. For what you value you make part of you as you perceive yourself. All things you seek to make your value greater in your sight limit you further, hide your worth from you, and add another bar across the door that leads to true awareness of yourself. Let nothing which relates to body thoughts delay your progress to salvation, nor permit temptation to believe the world has anything you want to hold you back. Nothing is here to cherish. Nothing here is worth one instant of delay and pain, one moment of uncertainty and doubt. The worthless offer nothing. Certainty of worth cannot be found in worthlessness. Today we practice letting go all thought of value. Today we practice letting go all thought of values we have given to the world. We leave it free of purposes we gave its aspects and its phases and its dreams. We hold it purposeless within our minds and loosen it from all we wish it were. Thus do we lift the chains which bar the door to freedom from the world and go beyond all little values and diminished goals. Peace, and be still a little while and see how far you rise above the world when you release your mind from chains and let it seek the level where it finds itself at home. It will be grateful to be free a while. It knows where it belongs. But free its wings, and it will fly in sureness and in joy to join its holy purpose. Let it rest in its Creator, there to be restored to sanity, to freedom, and to love. Give it 10 minutes rest 3 times today. So we're going to give our mind, our souls 3 minutes rest, or 3 times today for 10 minutes. And when And when your eyes are opened afterward, you will not value anything you see as much as when you looked at it before. Give it 10 minutes rest 3 times today. And when your eyes are opened afterwards, you will not value anything you see as much as when you looked at it before. Your whole perspective on the world will shift by just a little every time you let your mind escape its chains. Every time you let your mind escape its chains, you'll find yourself a little freer. And the world is not where it belongs. And you belong where it would be and where it goes to rest when you release it from the world. Your guide is sure. Open your mind to him. Be still and rest. Just be still and rest. Protect your mind throughout the day as well, and when you think you see some value in an aspect or an image of the world, refuse to lay this chain upon your mind and tell yourself with quiet certainty, this will not tempt me to delay myself. The world I see has nothing that I want. Okay. Let's go take a look in our text reading for today, and we're in chapter 14, bringing illusions to the truth, the second section, guilt and guiltlessness. And let's pick up in paragraph 9. That's where we left off. And when I plopped myself down here, I was sitting next to a plant that's poisonous called poisonous hemlock. See it right here? Let me shake it. Let me pull it down for you. Actually, I'll tell you what I'll do. That's what it looks like. Anyway, I just thought, we should talk just a minute about poisonous hemlock. That's what Socrates, it's reported, died from. For some people, it's even allergic if they touch it. But it's, let me tell you a little bit about it. Let's start off with the poisonous aspect of it, because that's what it's called, poisonous hemlock. It's oftentimes confused with Queen Anne's lace. If you know Queen Anne's lace, you won't confuse it, but you might if you're not real clear on your herbs. It's poisonous hemlock, which is, what is it? I've got this on Conium maculatum. And Conium maculatum is a plant that is poisonous for humans and animals. Accidental ingestion of the plant may result in central nervous system depression, respiratory failure, acute rhabdomyolysis, which is damaged muscle tissue releasing proteins and electrolytes in the blood, and acute renal or kidney failure, and even death. The main treatment of hemlock poison is supportive care. And of course, it's hard to find any definitive first aid, but I would expect get it out of your body as quick as possible if you do ingest it or know someone who does. Despite serious safety concerns, I found this on RX List. Despite serious safety concerns, hemlock leaves, roots, and seeds have been used to make medicine. It's used for breathing problems, including bronchitis, whooping cough, and asthma, and for painful conditions, including teething in children, swollen and painful joints, and cramps, and for anxiety and mania. Boy, you'd really want to know what you're doing. Go to a professional if you're going to use that for medicine. I wouldn't give it to children myself. But anyway, it's been used for medicine. I just thought, well, let's talk about it. What the plant I was going to talk about today, we will go ahead and out of Baker's Creek Heirloom seed, is another sunflower, a really big one. It's called the Mongolian Giant, behemoth sunflower variety. The heads are 16 to 18 inches across and sits atop 14-foot tall stalks. Huge, highly nutritious seeds are 1 inch long, more than twice the average sunflower seed size, perfect for snacking or feeding the birds. Helianthus annuus. That's your Mongolian Giant. What's going on around the world? Emancipation Day That was in 1862 for District of Columbia. The rest of the nation, it started January 1st of 1863. Free Trade Day, Great Lakes Awareness Day, came about because in 1953 they put in a pipeline across Lake Michigan and Lake Huron, and there was a lot of protest about it because they knew it would hurt the environment if that pipeline broke. They went ahead and put it in, though. National Coconut Cream Pie Day, National Empanada Day, National Give Someone a Cupcake Day, National Meeting Planner Appreciation Day, National Student Nurses Day, National Women's Checkup Day, National No Sock Day, Truman Day, just talking about our 33rd President of the United States, Harry S. Truman, who was born 1884, died 1972 in Kansas City, Missouri, was born in Lamar. Was president 1945 to 1953. White Lotus Day is the day that Helen Blavatsky, founder of the Theosophical Society, died. World Ovarian Cancer Day and Red Cross Day. Okay, well, there's a few things going on around the world, which let's keep in mind, though. The world I see holds nothing that I want. Okay, paragraph 9. The miracle, this is in chapter 14, section 2, which is guilt and guiltlessness. The miracle acknowledges the guiltlessness which must have been denied to produce need of healing. Catch that. The miracle acknowledges the guiltlessness which must have been denied to produce need of healing. Do not withhold this glad acknowledgement, for hope of happiness and release from suffering of every kind lie in it. Who is there but wishes to be free of pain? He may not yet have learned how to exchange his guilt for innocence, nor realize that only in this exchange can freedom from pain be his. Yet those who have failed to learn need teaching, not attack. To attack those who have need of teaching is to fail to learn from them. To attack those who have need of teaching is to fail to learn from them. So if you attack, you're just making your problem worse. Instead, we want to learn from the people that are having trouble by not attacking them, by seeing their guiltlessness. Teachers of innocence, each in his own way, have joined together, taking their part in the unified curriculum of the at-one-ment, or the atonement. There is no unity of learning goals apart from this. There is no conflict in this curriculum, which has one aim, however, it is taught. Each effort made on its behalf is offered for the single purpose of release from guilt to the eternal glory of God and His creation. And every teaching that points to this points straight to heaven and to the peace of God. There is no pain, no trial, no fear that teaching this can fail to overcome. The power of God Himself supports this teaching and guarantees its limitless results. Paragraph 11. Join your own efforts to the power that cannot fail and must result in peace. No one can be untouched by teaching such as this. You will not see yourself beyond the power of God if you teach only this. You will not be exempt from the effects of this most holy lesson, which seeks but to restore what is the right of God's creation. From everyone whom you accord release from guilt, you will inevitably learn your innocence. Okay, catch this. From everyone whom you accord release from guilt. You're not going to see their guilt. You're going to see their innocence. You will inevitably learn your innocence. That's a worthwhile motivation, isn't it? The circle of at-one-ment or atonement has no end. And I usually say at-one-ment, but for more, I think the word really is atonement. And I'm not sure how Jesus wanted us to say it. So I a lot of times will say either one or both. So I like the word at-one-ment because it's so crystal clear what it means, that we're all in this together, at-one-ment. We're going to see ourselves in each other. Anyway, the circle of atonement, or at-one-ment, has no end. And you will find ever-increasing confidence in your safe inclusion in what is for all and everyone you bring within its safety and its perfect peace. Paragraph 11. Peace then be unto everyone who becomes a teacher of peace. For peace is the acknowledgement of perfect purity from which no one is excluded. Wow. So set that up ahead of time in your mind, that no one's excluded from our perfect peace, from our guiltlessness, which we're learning more and more go together. Love, peace, guiltlessness, they all go together. Peace then be unto everyone who becomes a teacher of peace. For peace is the acknowledgement of perfect purity from which no one is excluded. Within its holy circle is everyone whom God created as his son. Joy is its unifying attribute. Joy is its unifying attribute, with no one left outside to suffer guilt alone. Wow. So that's why I'm saying, decide ahead of time. Don't wait until you're in a situation where you're already moved. You've already decided that some people you've got to avoid. Some people aren't innocent. Some people are truly guilty. Remove that from your mind. And instead recognize that you're not going to see anyone that way, because the reality of everyone is their perfect innocence, their purity. That's their reality. Not what their egos think about them and what your ego thinks about them. So, peace then be unto everyone who becomes a teacher of peace. For peace is the acknowledgement of perfect purity from which no one is excluded. Within its holy circle is everyone whom God created as his son. Joy is its unifying attribute, and no one left outside to suffer guilt alone, with no one left outside to suffer guilt alone. The power of God draws everyone to its safe embrace of love and union. Stand quietly within this circle and attract all tortured minds to join with you in the safety of its peace and holiness. Abide with me within it as teachers of atonement, or at-one-ment, not of guilt. Abide with me, says Jesus, within it as teachers of at-one-ment, not of guilt. 13. Blessed are you who teach with me. Our power comes not of us, but of our Father. In guiltlessness we know him, as he knows us guiltless. I stand within the circle, calling you to peace. Teach peace with me and stand with me on holy ground. Remember for everyone your Father's power. Remember for everyone your Father's power that he has given him. Believe not that you can teach his perfect peace. Believe not that you cannot teach his perfect peace. We'll get this right in a minute. Believe not that you cannot teach his perfect peace. You can do it. You can see their innocence and have the perfect peace and the joy that comes as a result of seeing it. Stand not outside, but join with me within, says Jesus. Fail not the only purpose to which my teaching calls you. Fail not the only purpose that my teaching calls you, to see the innocence in yourself and your brothers and sisters. Restore to God his Son as he created him, by teaching him his innocence. Restore to God his Son as God created him, by teaching him his innocence. And you teach him that by seeing it in him. The crucifixion has no part in the at-one-ment. The crucifixion has no part in the atonement. Only the resurrection became my part in it. That is the symbol of the release from guilt by guiltlessness. Whom you perceive as guilty, you would crucify. Yet you restore guiltlessness to whomever you see as guiltless. Crucifixion is always the ego's aim. It sees as guilty, and by its condemnation it would kill. The Holy Spirit sees only guiltlessness, and in His gentleness He would release from fear and reestablish the reign of love, the kingdom of heaven, the kingdom of love. That's what we want to be part of. The power of love is in His gentleness, which is of God and therefore cannot crucify nor suffer crucifixion. The temple you restore becomes your altar, for it was rebuilt through you, and everything you give to God is yours. Thus He creates, and thus must you restore. The last paragraph for this section, 15. Each one you see, you place within the holy circle of atonement, or leave outside, judging him fit for crucifixion or for redemption. In other words, you're going to see him as either innocent or you're going to either see him as guilty or guiltless, worthy of crucifixion or for redemption. Let's don't look through the ego's eyes and see to crucify him. Let's look at them through the eyes of the atonement or the at-one-ment. If you bring him into the circle of purity, you will rest there with him. If you leave him without, you join him there. Judge not except in quietness, which is not of you. Refuse to accept anyone as without the blessing of atonement or at-one-ment, and bring him into it by blessing him. Holiness must be shared, for therein lies everything that makes it holy. Come gladly to the holy circle, and look out in peace on all who think they are outside. Cast no one out. Cast no one out, for this is what he seeks along with you. Come, let us join him in the holy place of peace, which is for all of us, united as one within the cause of peace. That's why I like to call it at-one-ment. Come, let us join him in the holy place of peace, which is for us all, united as one within the cause of peace. Okay, so be sure to tell yourself if you see anything today that tends to see value when you think you see value in this world, say, this will not tempt me to delay myself. The world I see holds nothing that I want. The world I see holds nothing that I want. The world I see has nothing that I want. The world I see has nothing that I want. When you think you see value in this world, say, this will not tempt me to delay myself. The world I see has nothing that I want. The world I see holds nothing that I want. The world I see has nothing that I want. When you think you see value in this world, say, This world will not tempt me to delay myself. This will not tempt me to delay myself. The world I see holds nothing, nothing that I want. The world I see has nothing, nothing that I want. When you think you see value in this world, say, this will not tempt me to delay myself. The world I see has nothing, nothing that I want. The world I see has nothing, nothing that I want. The world I see has nothing, nothing that I want. The world I see has nothing that I want. When you think you see value in this world, say, this will not tempt me to delay myself. The world I see has nothing that I want. And then let your soul be at peace and be still, and find the level where it's at home, which is not in this world. The world I see holds nothing that I want. Thank you so much for joining me in studying this today. Tell yourself often today, the world I see holds nothing that I want. And if something comes that seems to tempt you to think the world has value, say, this will not tempt me to delay myself. The world I see holds nothing that I want. The world I see holds nothing that I want.